Is no contact all wrong? Is no contact still the right thing to do? Now, this may seem very left field compared to what I normally say on this channel, but I think the mark of anybody that's trying to educate themselves, the good mark of someone that's trying to educate themselves well, is to explore the other side of the argument and look at the alternative, and to see if what I'm saying and what a lot of other people say still holds up. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. What are the potential benefits of you reaching out to your ex? What could go right? That's what I'm going to get into today. So stay tuned. Hopefully you will find something useful. And as always, this is Nick from The Love Fix, doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. I've got really good news, guys. The links to my one-to-one coaching services and the Facebook group are now working again in the description. So if you need either one of those, go to the description, hit the link, sign up to the Facebook group, sign up to a one-to-one coaching session, or alternatively, it is in the About tab on my channel. Without further ado, let's look at what can go right if you were to reach out to your ex. Before we get into this, I want to put a disclaimer in here with a wise old saying. Always hope for the best, but always expect the worst. So just keep that in the forefront of your mind if you do consider breaking no contact with your ex. With that said, let's look at some of the reasons or scenarios why breaking no contact is a good idea, and how might that go. And let's assume that it's going to go well. So I think one of the first ones might be if you were a bad partner. Maybe you didn't give them enough attention. Maybe you were too focused on work. Maybe you were just not having conversations. Maybe you just wasn't emotionally available. And now they've broken up with you out of protest. Not because they stopped loving you. They've broken up with you out of protest. So in that particular case, this is your responsibility to fix. And it is your responsibility to say, okay, look, I messed up. I love you. I want this. I want to work on this. I am going to therapy. That should be the first words out of your mouth. If you know you royally fucked up to the point where you left them no other choice but to break up with you. They didn't break up with you because they stopped loving you. They broke up with you because you left them no choice. So you going no contact as the dumpy probably isn't a good idea right now. And you would need to, don't do the handwritten letter bullshit from Love Advice TV. Get on the phone. A simple text, say, hey, look, can we talk about this? And see if they're receptive. If they're receptive, get on the phone with them and say, I can see why you did what you did. And if I was in your position, I might have done the same thing, because I can see how frustrating that is. And I'm sorry. And I'm going to work on it. I'm going to reorganize a few things so I can spend more time with you, so I can be with you. I'm going to therapy. I use work as a distraction. I'm a workaholic because I don't want to face certain other things in my life. Be honest, be vulnerable. And you should be that way in any part of your life, because that's authentic. So if that is your situation, own it. Get on the phone and have that discussion, have that very honest discussion. Another scenario might be, because this comes up all the time, and I used to resist this with my clients all the time, but now it's a case of, look, if I can't stop you, I might as well support you. So some people are just going to reach out to their ex. And if that's something that you feel that you need to do, if you feel that you need to get either quote unquote closure, and by the way, guys, you've already got closure, they left. That's all the closure that you need. But if you feel that you need to get something off your chest, then you know what? Fuck it, go and do it. Because maybe you catch them on a good day. Maybe they're receptive. I don't know. Maybe they've been thinking about you, but they're too stubborn to reach out. Maybe you had a very stubborn ex. And if that's the case, then what have you got to lose? But I'm going to say this. In my experience, in my personal experience, as a dumper and a dumpy, and coaching hundreds of you at this point, one-to-one, most people that do reach out to their ex typically get rejected again. Now, has that happened all the time? No. I'd say about 80% of the time that it is true. But look at it this way. If a surgeon gave you a 20% chance of survival on his table for some surgery that you need, would you take the chance? So, but if you need to get that out of your system, if you're that little kid that has to touch the hot stove when your mum told you not to touch it, then go and touch the hot stove and see what happens. And I could be wrong, but again, the exception does not disprove the rule. You may get lucky, and they may be receptive. Maybe they have gone out there and they've dated and they've found like, okay, well, look, I've dated another 10 people and nobody's suitable. I had a good thing. We just need to work on a few things. So maybe that is something worth doing. I don't know. But like I said, if I can't stop you, I might as well fucking support you. So if you are going to do it, be prepared for rejection. Own your shit. And keep it simple. Just say, hey, I've been thinking about us. Can we talk? That's it. Don't send poetry. Don't send, oh, I know what I did and I understand stuff like, no, that's what the phone call's for. Just a simple reach out, test the water. Hey, it's been a long time. I've been thinking about what happened. Can we talk? And see what they say. If you don't get any response or they reject it, get on with your life. And then go for no contact. So I guess that leads me into the next scenario, is that you can only try this once. If you break no contact the first time and they reject you, then the second time will not work. So this is when you have got your answer. You've got 100% confirmation that they are not receptive right now. And this is when you will need to let them come to you. Another scenario might be you found out that they've suffered a family loss. Someone in their family died, something bad's happened. Then that's okay to reach out. It's okay to say, hey, I heard what happened. I'm very sorry. I hope you're okay. I'm here if you want to talk. You can send some flowers. And on some rare occasions, that has facilitated a reconciliation. Now, we can get into it whether that's a good or a bad idea at another time. That's not what this video is about. But that has facilitated some kind of reconnection. So that would be okay. But unless someone's died or something's bad happened, then maybe not a good idea. The other time, maybe you bump into each other in the street, a chance encounter. It's been a year or two, or it's even been 6 months, and you just see each other out and about. You have a quick catch up. It feels good. It feels connected. You're both still single. You still got each other's number. You can reach out. Hey, it was really good to see you today. I really enjoyed the chat. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to talk to you again over coffee. Let me know when you're free. So these are some of the examples of what can go right. And no contact isn't always applicable for every situation, but no contact is ultimately for you. It's to get you back. It's for you to back off, reassess, and focus on you. It's not a manipulation tactic to get your ex back. It's not to be weaponized. It's not a strategy. It's a set of rules to live by for yourself, to get you back, for you to process what's happened to you. Because you are going through a trauma. It's traumatic. It hurts. It sucks. So if your intentions are clear behind no contact, and that it is for you, then it will never fail. Because maybe your ideal outcome right now is for a reconciliation, and I dare say that most of you listening to this right now, that is probably what you're after. But guys, you have to understand something, that people don't just wake up one day and say, right, okay, I think it would be a good idea to break up. It's been brewing for a long time. So you have to give it space. You have to give yourself space, and you have to let it settle. And these exceptions that I've pointed out do not disprove the rule. So it is a judgment call. And if you feel you've got to go and touch the hot stove, the hot iron, if you feel that you just need to go and find out, then go and find out. it's not going to hurt your chances any, because the fact is, if they're saying no the first time, they're going to say no the second time. And if they say yes the first time, you know what that says to me? They were thinking about coming back anyway. So think about it. Put you first. Love yourself. You're going to be okay. And it sucks. It's a hard time. But I've said before in previous videos, your ex saying no to you means you can say yes to other things. So take advantage of that. Don't deny yourself the opportunity of writing a new exciting chapter. Yes, you don't know what this new chapter is going to look like, and that's what scares you. We take things for granted. We like to make sure everything stays the same, but if there's one constant in the world, things change. You'll be a very different person in 10 years time, and you'll look back and you think, you know what, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. So think about it, consider your options, and if you do choose to reach out, be prepared for the consequences, and the consequences that you do not want. And also, on the flip side, let's say you do reconcile, you've been doing the work on yourself, and your ex is no longer up to your standards. Maybe you've moved on from them, and then you have to dump them, and you both have to go for a breakup again. That's all I've got for today. If you like the video, it would really help me out if you hit like and subscribe. And if you need my coaching services or my Facebook group, the links are in the description below. You are enough. You will be okay, and I will see you on the other side.